All right, so we are now going to USC. Aerial view of USC students blocking DPS car with detained student inside. USC is shutting its gates due to the ongoing clash between students and campus police of the Palestinian Solidarity Camp. Yeah. Love that the Zionists get to claim the protesters are doing it all for clout while literally getting paid to do press tours defending ethnic cleansing. Exactly. There is no like financial imperative behind defending Palestinians. The Palestinian side is not the moneyed side. Okay? No fucking university, as far as I know, has had donors pull out because of their unimaginably pro-Israel positions. As a matter of fact, the opposite of that has happened. Donors being like, oh yeah, if you don't kill these fucking students, I'm pulling out. I'm no longer funding your goddamn institution. What is this?
Show you footage from an undercover Al Jazeera investigation that was actually blocked from release in the United States and then subsequently leaked online.
There's basically just like Noah Pollock coming and being like, look, there are these jihadis who basically support suicide bombing and they're at a campus and you have to stop them. Do you know what my worst nightmare is? I'm actually not kidding. It's a photo of Dion and I together, and we're just like clearly identifiable. And they're like, "Oh, we're these like traitors who sold out to the Jewish conspiracy for money." I'm like, "We did. We cost $50,000 plus benefits."
The way you're putting it kind of sounds a bit like astroturfing.
No. This is astroturfing. No, this is actually the definition. There's a bus.
What does that mean?
So it's when you set up things.
It's the difference between grassroots and astroturf.
It's not that astroturf thing is wrong. It's just that, like, your astroturf has to be like committed.
Yeah, this video looks pretty old. It's because it's from a banned Al Jazeera documentary that had a lot of political repercussions for Qatar, as a matter of fact. And they were never allowed to air this. It's called, I believe it's called The Lobby. Yeah. It's on YouTube. We should watch it. My friend, we have.
We have our people?
No, I'm not.
We support democratic society, but if you don't want to, we denounce extremist groups.
Hey, SJC, what do you think of this? You agree? Resistance? Child suicide bombers?
We don't support radical Islamic terrorism in this country. We don't support suicide bombers. Cowards who kill children and women. They leave orphans. We don't support that.
Kill babies in strollers. That'll bring peace. Yeah, Palestinian terrorists all over Israel. That would be it.
Real baby killers, these terrorists. They kill women, they kill children, they don't care about anything.
Rape women too, all the time.
Yeah, let's head back to headquarters for debriefing and cocktails.
Why are these people like this? Bro, it's a full throttle operation. Okay? The other side has real momentum. The Palestinian side has real numbers now. That's why they're like in the past, the Palestinian side didn't have any momentum at all. And it was like seen as an edge case. That's why there's a concept within progressive circles as progressive except for Palestine. Okay? So this kind of activity would be very successful. You could just like pay a couple protesters to go, hold up placards and all this shit. Okay. And you know, they would create momentum surrounding the pro-Israeli side. However, nowadays there is not enough people that you can pay to go out there and do this shit. And you don't have enough zealots who will do this shit. Okay, yeah, the lobby, a 4-part investigation. It was uploaded by, it was an Al Jazeera documentary. It was leaked to the Electronic Intifada that actually released it after the American government applied public pressure and private pressure to the fucking state, to Qatar, to stop them from releasing this. The British version of it was released early on. And then Electronic Intifada released the full video. I tried to re-navigate the shit show to the main point of contention. I'm not trying to be a little bitch, but is there a mistake? Is it supposed to say shit show? Yes. I'm saying it was a shit slinging back and forth. It was a shit show. It was chaotic. Yeah, no, I used the correct word there. Oh, I said shit how instead of shit show? Shit. God damn it. Yeah, they're violently arresting students now. Hell yeah, dude. Pig fuckers. Absolute fucking piglets, dude. Oinking.
What's happening?
Anti-Semitism on campuses in the United States is reminiscent of what happened in German universities. The kids are going to be all right, I think. And they're showing that right now. The kids are all right. Yep. USC has officially closed their campus gates due to the demonstration. Anyone stopping by should be prepared to show an ID. Please continue to avoid the center of campus unless you have a class. A rally by pro-Palestinian demonstrators turned chaotic at USC's Alumni Park as police confronted the protesters who attempted to set up an encampment on campus. If you were open to having a rabbi for Palestine, unlike Jessica Rosenberg, I can see if my group has connections. Brother, I literally am potentially going to fly out someone who's in rabbinical school right now, Lolo's brother. What's up? Oh, it looks beautiful, Mom. Yeah. The protester has been released after police violence did nothing to move the brave protesters surrounding the car. Oh, they arrested a fucking like a, what are they called? Protest guardian or whatever. If you see someone wearing that vest, that means they're one of the official sanctioned designated person that is a protest marshal. No, not a legal observer. Sometimes they are legal observers as well. But that's probably a protest marshal. He's part of the organizing team that put the protest together. Their job is to literally make sure that, like, when people are saying unhinged anti-Semitic shit or whatever, to like tell them to leave and shut the fuck up, and that there's no room for that kind of thing. For those of you who don't know, that's the whole, that like the dudes in the vests are literally to keep the protest centered on the goals of the organizers and keep it within the boundaries, within the confines. They are literally there to stop infiltrators, to stop agitators, to de-escalate against counter protesters, that sort of thing. So the fact that they actually arrested one of them is pretty nutty to begin with. is wild to me. It's wild to me that the demands coming from fascists in the United States of America is to basically do Israel shit on U.S. soil at the behest of Israel to fucking American citizens. What the hell is going on? You can see a few of the students. I've removed the audio to protect those speaking in the background. They're putting them in the paddy wagon. In New York, they arrested legal observers too, which is crazy. Yeah. History never looks favorably upon those who want to call on the National Guard or police to stop student protests. People never fucking learn. I don't think people care. I think people care more about just like an immediate reaction and immediately getting like exactly what they want. They just want the state to be violent to those who are offensive to their sensibilities. They're not thinking about like 10 years in the future and how this is going to look. Also, nobody ever gets punished for their fucking pro-war takes in this country. So why should they even feel bad? Why should they even think about the future? There is no social capital that you're expending when you are on the side of the American state, when you are demanding more state violence be done to those who are actually critical of the state. It just doesn't work that way. As a matter of fact, there is social capital to gain as a consequence of being on the side of the state. Nah, the average Republican is loving this shit and hope it escalates. They can lie and say they won't, but they all want to see blue-haired libs get smashed in the pavement. Exactly. My dad said the rhetoric was exactly the same during the Vietnam protests. Yeah, of course. History doesn't look favorably at this bullshit. And the reality is like, look, let me ask you, how many people do you know historically as like historical figures that was openly championing the death and destruction at Kent State? Even when people talk about Kent State, right? You don't really know who was advocating for it. They don't really talk about it that much. It's not exactly seen as like a prescient part of the conversation. It's not seen as a salient part of the conversation. It's not like it's unimportant. And that is by design. It is because police violence is the norm, and demanding more police violence in this circumstance is not going to hurt your chances. It's probably going to make your chances better in media, as a matter of fact. Legal observers write down everything that they see in a protest in order to have an account in case someone gets arrested, to the people that have been asking. Thank you, Donna Knock. So, yeah. Chatters need to learn about Kent State. It's not that surprising the marshal got arrested. I'm a marshal at the protest in Melbourne, and the cops regularly target us because we're usually in close proximity to the cops. In order for nonviolence to work, your opponent must have a conscience. The United States has none. It's true. It is true. Michael Penis was at Columbia, by the way. Like, why is the Speaker of the House going to Columbia University? Why is this fucking Louisiana demon going to Columbia University to deliver a speech about like how pro-Israel college students are having their feelings hurt on campus? Okay, because that's what this is. This isn't about like any kind of real violence or anything else. It's just about the feelings. Okay? This is what I said earlier today. On the campus protest news cycle, every single media outlet that centers its coverage on the feelings of students who defend Israel and not about the mass graves being uncovered in Gaza is doing so deliberately. The pro-Palestinian students want the attention to remain on Gaza. That's why you rarely ever hear from the fucking pro-Palestinian students. You only hear from dudes who are like, yeah, I was waving my fucking big ass Israel flag around directly inside of the fucking camp, and then they surrounded me and scared me. Meanwhile, the surrounding and scaring argument that they make is this, by the way. They're saying Jews are being cornered on campus. By who? Other Jewish students, of course, anti-Zionist Jewish students, of course, but, you know, Jews are being surrounded on campus. Here's the perfect synopsis, okay? Here's the perfect summarization of all of the events that have unfolded. 1, random group off campus singing Yak Hasan, make us proud, burn Tel Aviv into the ground, you know, Hamas, we love you, that kind of shit, right? Which is, of course, unhinged. Is unhinged. You can't fucking say, you can't say shit like that. I get it. It's bad optics, and that's precisely the reason why this is not a sanctioned protest that is literally on the fucking college campus. This has nothing to do with the Columbia University college campus at all, okay? So that's irrelevant to the main point of contention. This, on the other hand, is from the actual Columbia University campus protest. Here it is.
Everyone, can I get everyone to form a...
Stop saying based boo-hoo without even fucking knowing if that is an AstroTurf protest that, like, people paid, okay? Stop. Bad optics to kill 30K people? No, it doesn't. Make no mistake. Many of you are new to this game. Many of you are new. I've been saying this since October 7. You will never be able to be even as fractionally callous as the average defender of Israel. You cannot be callous. If you care about the Palestinians, you have to be careful, okay? Stop. Many of you mistake the momentum here for permission. Israel defenders can say whatever the fuck they want, and they will never get an ounce of scrutiny from the mainstream media. You even say something that can be remotely misconstrued, you will get pounced on. You will be used against the Palestinian movement. I've been saying this since October 7th. Okay? I've been saying this since October 7th. Do not mistake the immediate momentum and the movement growing, the pro-Palestinian movement growing, for an opportunity to be as callous as the average defender of Israel. That's never going to go well for you. Okay? It's ridiculous. Your goal in protest is to bring awareness to the conditions of the Palestinians. Your goal in your protest is not to feel cool and feel good and blow off some fucking steam. So every step you take should be calculated. Every effort you make in that direction should be as morally clear as possible. Because even when you are very aware of your surroundings, even when you are, this is a really good take, usually you are unhinged. No, I'm not. There's a reason why the only thing that mainstream media wrote about me is claiming that I was in support of a position that I was diametrically opposed to, which is killing babies. Okay? Oh, fuck you. God damn it. Not as unhinged as the top of the hour ad break. I can't believe that worked. I got cooked, okay? But you shouldn't get cooked at the top of the hour by the 3-minute ad break. You should avoid the top of the hour ad break by subscribing for $5 or for free. Here's the 3-minute ad break now. Anyway, as I was saying, 23 months sub caught me slipping, dude. Fuck me up. Here is actually footage from a real protest internally.
Attention,
I gotta pee.
Everyone, can I get everyone to form a human chain right here, please? We have Zionists that have entered
Mic
the
check!
Mic check! Repeat after me. We have Zionists. Who have entered the camp. upon our privacy. And infringe upon our privacy. And try to disrupt our community. And try to disrupt our community. Please join me in this chain. Please join me in this chain.
Do you see how hostile this is? And you're asking me not to record? Hostile.
Walk and take a step forward.
Yeah, I absolutely feel threatened right now.
So that we can. Start to push them. Out of the camp. One step forward. Another step forward.
So this right here is literally, no, don't say fucking cringe. Shut up. These are all like 18-year-olds, okay? These are all fucking 18-year-olds. Shut up. Shut up. They're doing so much more than you, okay? The reason why they're speaking in unison is called, I think it's called like the people's microphone or something. Like they're trying to repeat whatever the protester, whatever the protest marshal is saying to as broad of a group as possible. Okay, that's the whole goal, and also ultimately, yeah, the human microphone. So the goal here is to literally make sure that this agitator doesn't go directly into the encampment and film people without their consent and try to get their fucking faces on camera so they can engage in doxing operations, as they have done time and time again since October 8th, for the record, because all of those fucking the campus was literally littered with stop anti-Semitism and all these other fucking Hasbara troll operations, openly doxing fucking students, calling them vile anti-Semites. Okay? The other reason is because people go in to agitate. The people go in to be like, yeah, I love Hamas. I want to kill as many Jews as possible. That's why I'm protesting. And they don't want that. They obviously don't want that because, one, they don't believe that, the protesters. And two, there is a reason why people pay others to go and agitate. Okay? Agent provocateurs is the name. This happens in every protest. So every organizing unit, every organizing body that is aware of how these things work, try to shield from that happening as best as they can. That's precisely what they're doing here. This is a successful way to deal with it. Agent Jonah bot. I love Israel, Star of David. Thank you, Agent Jonah. Anyway. So yeah, here.
Do you see how hostile this is? And you're asking me not to record? Hostile.
Walk and take a step forward.
Yeah, I absolutely feel threatened right now.
So that we can. Start to push them. Out of the camp. One step forward.
The other reason is because provocateurs can also try to start fights directly and literally. Like, why would you want your friends who are there engaging in civil disobedience in a peaceful act of protest? Why would you want their lives to be harmed by some fucking random dickhead? TYT covered this like they were all anti-Semitic. I don't care. Fuck TYT. And fuck anyone and everyone that looked to the actions at the Columbia University student protests and said that they were fucking anti-Semitic. Capitulating to the right-wing framing in this situation is unimaginably stupid. Okay? I don't care. There are certain red lines that I have. Okay? And I will not allow those red lines to be fucking crossed on this broadcast and wherever I may appear. Okay? No both sidesing a genocide. No capitulation and caving to people who are weaponizing serious claims of anti-Semitism, launching them against literally Jewish anti-Zionists who are protesting against Israel. It's bullshit. Okay? That's why I was very hard on my stance as it pertained to from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Okay? You think that's anti-Semitic? Sorry, I don't agree with you. And for the record, there are people who I adore and admire and think are brilliant and brave and courageous who I have disagreements with on this issue. Norm Finkelstein has said the optics of from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free are too scary for the average person. But even Norm understands, a person who I have endless amounts of respect for, especially as it pertains to the plight of Palestinians, and him being like the eminent chronicler of the ethnic cleansing that Palestinians have withstood. Okay. Ultimately, even if I have a disagreement with him, he also recognizes that it's like, he doesn't say it's anti-Semitic. He's just said that it scares people. And there are a lot of people who said it scares people. And that's understandable. But the reality is, I'm not going to fucking, that's ridiculous. Like, that's not an area that I'm willing to concede on. Nice to see Osin Defender being consistent on his fascist takes. Yeah, and then the other thing they have is this. Al-Qassam's next targets. That's it. That's it. This is someone who thinks they're being based, okay? And they're not. They're not. That's it. She's a Zionist? Oh, that's not a student? Wait, I thought that was no, she's wearing a fucking keffiyeh, hiding her face, bro. Come on. It's most likely either an agitator or a protester who is, thinking that they're being based. They're doing like parachute memes and shit like that. No one wears a keffiyeh like that. I mean, I know, but who knows? Doesn't matter. Even if this was at the heart of the fucking protest and it wasn't a plant and it was someone who literally was there with that fucking cardboard cutout. This hyper focusing on this and making it seem like this is representative of the broader movement, okay, is idiotic. And it is done exactly in the same fucking way that it has always been done. This is what they did with the Black Lives Matter protesters. Oh no, they're not protesting about police indiscriminately killing black people or disproportionately targeting black people. They're not protesting about police brutality. They're actually protesting to kill the police and to kill white people. That was not the case. That was never the case. So things like this are done all the time. That it's up to you to parse through it. It's up to you to recognize that this does not reflect the broader movement. Okay? That dipshit is the worst Osin account by far. He has to post more retractions than anyone. Doesn't know how to geolocate for himself, so he has to wait until people with brains do it. He's Mr. 30 minutes late of Osin Twitter. Yeah, he's fucking awful. Her name is Logan Levkov. She's a Zionist. I don't know. I don't care. What is this?
Here, a demonstrator points at pro-Israel students while holding a sign that reads, Al-Qassam's next targets.
Okay, that's not funny, but it's totally funny, and I need to tell you why it's funny. This is why it's funny. So apparently...
Yeah, I mean, we don't know if this is that. We don't know if this is a fake protester or not. Okay, this is not verified. The Shirian Collective thing is real, but that's from months ago. Okay? It's literally from a different...
They claim to be a surveillance network.
Yeah, this is from months ago. This is from months ago. Okay? We don't know if this is real or not.
To be planting people within all of the...
That's not proof. For the record. Bro, I don't care. Anyway. Don't fucking send me stupid ass links about Brianna Wu, okay? Brianna Wu fucking talking about how she's a victim again and then pumping it as much as possible. A chatter asked if she was Asian. I say she's not. She's a white woman. That's it. Yeah, Brianna Hu Omega Law. Please stop. Look at who's at Columbia. Remember, this is apparently about anti-Semitism. Yeah, I saw it. Charlatan. I hate these motherfuckers, dude. I hate these motherfuckers more than I'll be honest with you. I hate these co-opters who are openly anti-Semitic, who are using this as a fucking opportunity to actually just do more anti-Semitic propaganda, using the plight of the Palestinians for their own fucking material gain. I hate them more than I hate the ultra-Zionists. Okay? That's it. I hate them more than I hate the ultra-Zionists. 100%. That's a fucking Nazi. Fuck that guy. Insincere assholes. What? What is this? Hasan, please stop. Anti-Semitism doesn't exist. No one cares if you're a Jew. Shut the fuck up. Anti-Semitism absolutely does exist. The fuck do you mean? Oh my God. How do protesters stop people like that from spewing bad shit at a protest? That's what the protest marshals are there for.
Back up. You're committing assault! Back up. This is illegal! You're committing...
Jews run the world. That's why they support Israel. Sure, chatter. Eat the ban. Yeah, dude. Jews run the world. That's why anti-Zionist Jews are getting fucking brutalized by cops all around the country, you know? That's how hard they run the world. Never, listen, never give a fucking ounce to these dummies, okay? It goes way beyond. These fucking losers, I have some respect for you, but not enough to not hate you. Supporting Palestine is the same as saying you want all Jews dead and out of Israel. I hope you're banned from coming here. Brother, my name is Hasan. I'm of Muslim background. I literally have been a fucking avid supporter of the Palestinian emancipation, which I know is a just cause for publicly, at least, for the past 10 years. If you think that I would have an easy time going to Israel, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Okay? And no, supporting Palestine is not the same as saying you want all the Jews dead and out of Israel. I hope you understand that. Maybe if you have an ounce of fucking respect for me, as you claim you are, as you claim you have, then you will recognize that. It has nothing to do with that at all. Just like abolishing and ending the apartheid regime in South Africa was not about killing white people. Okay? This guy's a fairly well-known kook who's not part of the campus protest. There are some people who see cameras and rush towards them with their crazy bullshit. Yeah. People who fucking act like this guy who we saw, for the record, at the Trump protest as well. Like people that think that these like objectively anti-Semitic fascist freaks have anything to do with the fucking Columbia students are so either disingenuous or they are just like deluded and very dumb. ABC actually covering pro-Palestinian Jewish students talking about anti-Semitism being weaponized.
It's important to remember that being uncomfortable is different than being unsafe. Months ago, I was sprayed with a noxious chemical on this campus. Multiple of my friends were hospitalized following the attack. I was bedridden for a couple days, and I felt extremely unsafe on my own campus. I feel unsafe when Columbia professors like Shai Davidai tell me I'll be on the last train to Auschwitz and then try to get into my university. And I think I empathize with individuals who feel uncomfortable with certain rhetoric, but I remind you that we live in a country and we go to attend a university that extremely values free speech, open dialogue, and rhetoric, and I would encourage everyone to listen to a variety of perspectives and to analyze what it means to not like something or disagree with something.
How can I not be anti-Semite if their Jewish state, which proves them houses for free, is being brutal and animalistic against pigs as they saw what do you want me to do? No, dude, they're not doing this for fucking Judaism. And you have to remember that this is like saying ISIS is actually true Islam. Okay? If you think Israel's actions have anything to do with Judaism, then you must be a believer that ISIS is doing it for the true version of Islam as well. Okay? The anger and resentment I feel towards Israel is because it is a Judeo-supremacist ethno-state that actually tries to claim that they are doing all of this for the safety of Jews and for Judaism as a whole. It's bullshit. You're eating their propaganda for no fucking reason. It's ridiculous. Israel is not a representation. Israel is not a representation of Jewish values. Israel is not a representation, and Zionism is not a representation of Judaism, just like Saudi Arabia is not a representation of Islam. If Saudi Arabia was a representation of Islam, then they wouldn't be killing so many fucking Muslims elsewhere in the region. Okay? The reason why, depending on who you're talking to, people conflate Zionism with Judaism is either to, one, offer a little bit of cover for the actions of Israel so they can cynically say, oh, it's anti-Semitic to criticize Israel. It doesn't work anymore, though, because everybody recognizes now that, like, Israel's gone above and beyond. The real scary part about it, the real scary aspect here, as far as anti-Semitism, is that there are many people who see that and go, well, Israel says they're doing it for Judaism, and they don't think about it critically, like this chatter here. This is why I always say, okay, this is why I always say, if every single American Jew turned around and became like incredibly vociferous, very loud and proud anti-Zionists, America would still fund and facilitate what Israel is doing, which is the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians. Jews are not the reason why America supports Israel. Judaism is not the reason why America supports Israel. America's interest in Israel has always been a strategic one that benefits our State Department needs in the region, a destabilizing force, a powerful military that you can use, a powerful tool of espionage that you can use, an unsinkable aircraft carrier in a resource-rich region. There's also a shit ton more rabid Zionists in this country that are of evangelical Christian background. There are at least 10 times more Zionist evangelicals that are incredibly rabid and more often than not anti-Semitic themselves that are super pro-Israel for a multitude of different reasons. One of the more obvious ones being that they believe in the end times prophecy. There are probably 10x more evangelical, megachurch attending, anti-Semitic, religious wingnut Zionists that are Christian, evangelical Christians in the South than there are American Jews who are Zionists.
versus to actively be in a position of being unsafe. Because when you are arrested, dragged out in zip ties, and have red marks on your wrists for days after the fact, when you have a seizure in jail, like one of my friends did, when you have an asthma attack in jail, when you have your wrist dislocated, that is what being unsafe is.
The slurs being thrown from either side are egregious, but often the experience of anti-Zionist Jews and Palestinians especially is left out of the equation. These slurs, I myself, and I can only imagine how my Palestinian peers feel, have been racially profiled, harassed on the streets. Barnard students' hijabs have been pulled off of them. They've been questioned. The anti-Muslim hatred has not been acknowledged in any certain terms by this university. And I find it unacceptable that this unilateral focus from the press.
Why does the United States?
And most of the targeting that I've experienced, almost all of it, has actually come from my supposed Jewish community who have abandoned and excluded many of us on the basis of our political convictions. So it is our own who are labeling us as disgraces, and these are some of the most hurtful and...
Yeah, there are more evangelical Zionists in the U.S. alone than there are Jews, Zionists or not, in the entire world. I don't understand how people see that and still think this is a Jewish problem. Exactly. Exactly the point.
Deeply anti-Semitic remarks that I've ever been on the other side of.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news.
Anyway, I had a convo with my dad about the genocide in Gaza, and he agreed with pretty much everything, but then says the reason for U.S. support is due to powerful Jews in power in America. Very frustrating. Yeah, a lot of people who are pro-Israel believe this, and a lot of people who are anti-Israel believe it too. And a part of the reason why people believe it is because that's Israeli propaganda. Israel literally is like consistently being like, yeah, no, we are doing this for Judaism. We're doing this for Judaism. We're doing this for Judaism. We are the representative of all the Jews. Source, trust my arse. You think that the number that we pointed to, that there are more evangelical Zionists than there are Jews internationally, is a made-up number? Do you know the number of evangelicals in this country? What the fuck are you talking about? There are 92, 100 million evangelical Christians in this country. Okay? 100 million. If it's fucking just 15 to 20% of that number that is evangelical Zionists, which, by the way, that number is higher, then you recognize that there are more evangelical Zionists than there are Jewish people as a whole. Zionist Jews, anti-Zionist Jews, that's it. There's like 16 million Jews on the planet, chatter. What the fuck are you talking about? Chatter, don't trust them. We do control the world. The global Jewish hive mind is laughing at y'all now. Yeah. This shit from yesterday was so fucking funny. Dumbass just proved that the protests are safe for Jews while trying to prove the opposite. Yeah, we watched this. It was very funny. We covered this yesterday extensively. Once again, reminding chatter that Jewish anti-Zionists are some of our strongest and most radical organizers. The Israeli state is not Judaism, and it is insulting to a long, rich history of progressive Jewish organizing. From sparking the New York City rent strikes in the Lower East Side to socialist co-ops, cooperative housing, the Jewish Labor Congress, to the uprisings against pogroms, etc. It's so incredibly insulting. Yeah, that's the other part of this conversation, is that, like, in the very long history of Judaism, Okay? Jews have always been at the fucking forefront of social justice for understandable reasons. Half the fucking time, especially in the early days of Christianity, they were the ones being slaughtered directly. That's why it's crazy when people are just like, no, you don't understand, dude. I hope you realize you're actively trying to divide people, but you and your mods don't give a shit. Fuck it. Fuck it though, free Palestine. Okay, bro, if you're fucking pro-Palestinian, I don't know who the fuck you think I'm trying to divide. If you are upset about the fact that I am correctly not attributing Israel's actions to Judaism, then yeah, the unfortunate reality here is that, like, as much as I wish for those chatters to fucking have a come to Jesus moment and reckon with the truth, okay? Yeah, there is no space in this community for anti-Semitism. It's not going to happen. Now, you have the option to not have weird anti-Semitic tendencies. We are all on a journey, after all, where we can all learn from our past mistakes, get better educated. If your chat was a person, it'd be the dude in your friend group who's cool as fuck but scares the host constantly and can't be invited to anything larger than kickbacks because you have to smack him and yell at him constantly. Yeah. Anyway.
States support Israel. Well, there's a history, and a very interesting one. It actually goes back a long time. One thing to remember is that Christian Zionism is a very powerful force, which goes back long before Jewish Zionism. In England, particularly, Christian Zionism was a powerful force among British elites.
And this motherfucker knows he was there, bro. Okay? He was there when Judaism was invented. Do you understand? He was literally there for the Balfour Declaration. He was like, I feel like this is going to be weaponized against the Palestinian population that lives there. That's right. He was there. He was there, bro. He was homies with Moses. That's how he knows.
It's part of the motivation for the Balfour Declaration and for Britain.
I told you. He's talking from personal experience, big dog. Not Tyler Brokley. Little Angloid pause on this issue to be like, well, it's O for clout. I mean, that's what we're O doing, aren't we? And it's like, yeah, it's not Tyler Oakley. Tyler Oakley's based and is pro-BDS and fucking anti-Zionist. This guy, on the other hand, is Tyler Brokley. Exactly.
Isn't that what this show is also doing? Because you're talking.
Anyway, let's get back to this guy unearthing ancient tomes that he wrote, as a matter of fact.
Support for Jewish colonization of Israel. Remember, the Bible said, and that's a big part of British elite culture. Same in the United States. Woodrow Wilson was a devout Christian who read the Bible every day. So did Harry Truman. In the Roosevelt administration, one of the leading officials, Harold Ickes, once described the return of the Jews to Palestine as the greatest event in history. It's realizing the lesson of the Bible. These are deeply religious countries in which the biblical commands, so-called, are taken quite literally. Also, this is just part of colonization. This is the last phase of European colonization. And notice that the countries that are most strongly in support of Israel are not just the United States. It's the United States, Australia, and Canada, the offshoots of England, Anglosphere sometimes called. Unusual forms of imperialism. These are settler colonial societies, societies in which the not like India, not like the British in India, say. Societies in South Africa was a little like this, or Algeria under the French. Settler colonial societies in which the settlers came in, essentially eliminated the native population. Also,
someone said, please stop defending Palestine. They're Muslims, and everyone knows Islam is evil.
Driven by religious principles, very religious groups driven by Christian Zionism. Those are major cultural factors. There are also significant geostrategic factors. And you go back to 1948.
I love Noam Chomsky speaking on this shit because, like, you can't be like, bro, he's anti-Semitic. Like I said, he invented Judaism, okay? He was there, homied up with Moses. You can't be talking about a dude who literally saw the Red Sea get parted, okay, and walked through the Red Sea and be like, that's an anti-Semitic guy. He's like, no, dude, he did that. He was there.
There was actually a split between the State Department and the Pentagon in the United States over how to react to the new state of Israel. The State Department was not committed strongly to Israeli conquests, the establishment of the state, and was concerned about the refugees. It wanted an implementation of the refugee problem. The Pentagon, on the other hand, was very impressed with Israel's military potential. The Israeli military successes, if you look back at the internal record and declassified, the Joint Chiefs of Staff described Israel as the second largest military force in the region after Turkey and a potential base for U.S. power in the region. That continued. Can't run through the whole record, but in 1958, when there was a serious crisis in the region, Israel was the only state that strongly cooperated with Britain and the United States, and it won plenty of support from the governments and the military for that reason. 1967 is when the current relations with Israel were pretty much established. Israel performed a major service to the United States by destroying a secular Arab nationalism, a major enemy of the United States, and supporting radical Islam, which the U.S. supported. And it continues right until the present. Right now, we saw an example of that just during the latest Gaza attack. You recall that at one point, Israel began to run out of munitions during the assault, despite the fact that it's armed to the teeth. The United States provided Israel with additional munitions through the Pentagon. And notice where they were taken from. These were U.S. munitions pre-positioned in Israel for eventual use by U.S. forces. One of many signs of how Israel is regarded as essentially a military offshoot of the United States. Very close intelligence relations that go way back, many other connections. And the media tend to take up, to support.
Wow, this video must be very new because it talks about war in Gaza. Would you know it? It's crazy to think about, but it's actually 20 years old. I mean, it's re-uploaded from 2016, but I'm pretty sure, judging by the way he looks here, he doesn't look like a druid at this point. Pretty sure it's from 2004 or some shit. Bro was like 20 when Israel even spawned. Apologies for spam before. You really wanted to see it. Sometimes I hate you, my himbo, because you look at moments when you're their most influential, but then make yourself feel bad about how much you could dominate conversations, embrace yourself, and use that power.
Policy of the government with very few, kind of little questioning around the edges, but basically accept the policy. So, for example, take another issue. Take the U.S. invasion of Iraq. You cannot find the phrase U.S. invasion of Iraq in the U.S. media, though it was obviously an invasion, a blatant act of aggression, a textbook case of well, that's Nuremberg trials called
Can't
the
say
supreme
that.
international crime.
Can't say that.
President Obama is praised as an opponent of the invasion. And what did he say? He said it's a mistake. It's a strategic blunder.
What did he do? Well, he re-upped on that support, baby. Pretty sure this is 2014. Yeah, it's probably only 10 years old. Sorry, which is crazy how much he is like, how much he's aged, if that's the case.
We're not going to get away with it. Now, that's the kind of opposition that you heard from the German general staff during Hitler's invasion of Russia. It's a blunder. Shouldn't do it. Should knock off England first. That's regarded as opposition. Same in Vietnam. There's now a commemoration underway, big commemoration of U.S. sacrifices in Vietnam. Try to find the phrase U.S. invasion of South Vietnam there or anywhere in the past year since 1961 when it took place. Non-existent, maybe on Democracy Now, what I write, but way out at the fringe. And this is not unique to the United States. Take, say, Britain. Right now there's interesting debates in the British literary journals, like the Times Literary Supplement, as to whether Britain should finally begin to recognize the genocidal, the word that's used, genocidal character of British colonization hundreds of years ago. Should Britain begin to face it? You can ask that question in many places. The tendency of the intellectual community to go along like a herd in support of state power, private power, is just overwhelming. Intellectuals like to think of themselves as dissident, critical, courageous, standing up against power. Absolutely untrue. You look at the historical record, that's a small fringe, and they're usually punished. The mainstream tends to be what was once called a herd of independent minds, marching in support of state power. Nothing new here. Unfortunate. You have to fight against it, not new.
Just watched your Pierce interview and you did great, man. Sure, it may be aggressive, but you made your point across with 3 people attacking you at the same time. Keep doing what you do, brother. Yeah. Apparently my manager's been getting fucking emails nonstop with fawning reviews about the appearance itself. Yeah. Management still hate you though? No. I'm being serious. No, my manager doesn't hate me. I love my manager. Puts up with a lot of shit. Bro, the Piers interview just hit the timeline. Bangers after bangers supporting you. Yeah. Like I said, I was a little worried about the public response because I did lose my cool, I will admit. But I think people definitely understand why I lost my fucking cool because, that shit was nutty. I mean, it was a fucking 3v1. Piers responded to me. What did he say? Oh, I forgot to mention this. This is a funny take from Brace. Well, from Mehmet. Wait, what is this? What's Pierce saying? Hi, Hasan. This is pathetic. We cut the bit where I tell you we have a clip of you talking about the students and it turns out they didn't do it to take care. Oh, shit. That's true. He's right. I forgot about it. Well, just eat it, I guess. This is why I was saying, like, I don't really remember what he fucking cut me off on. But, I mean, I'm honest. I'll Tom Morello being base as always. No, never surrender. No, dude, come on. That's fucking bullshit. He's right. He's right. He like that's not valid. If there's something defense gonna cook you on that, who cares? I don't give a shit. Guys. I'm always listen, I'm a stubborn piece of shit. I'm very fucking proud. But honestly, if I fuck up, I will always admit it. You guys are being so fucking dumb. You should always acknowledge if you are in the wrong in a situation. Even if Piers was definitely fucking agitating, okay? Even if Piers was definitely agitating in that entire interview, he's right. I don't have any fucking right to criticize him on that front. It's true. Bro said D fans. I mean, yeah, Destiny's fans will be fucking trying to grab onto anything and everything they can. I don't think you should ever be ashamed of being principled. It's a good thing. Accepting where you were wrong is a sign of your humility and faith. Yeah, I'm not in it to fucking it's not about being wrong though. You can say you were too hard on the twink, but you were also self-hating on the anger and passion. Okay, dude, you got to stop glazing me up. I get it, dude. Okay, I get it. Yes, I did a good job. I know. I recognize it now. Stop telling me I'm being too fucking hard on myself. Jesus Christ. Anyway. Let's take a look at what the fuck this freak had to say at Columbia, by the way.
Denied the horrific facts of September 11, 2001, the attacks on the United States that happened right here in New York City, and they've attempted to excuse or to ignore the barbaric attack of Hamas in Israel on October 7th, 2023, where Israeli women and children were savagely raped and murdered, and infants were cooked in ovens.
I'm a huge fan, but you suck. Okay. Do you think that the change in attitude in Israel also is why more people are coming back to the stream? It's part of it, probably.
Crowds of radical activists have chanted death to America and on our own streets in this country, and sub-public officials have refused to condemn them. Others denied the horrific facts of September 11, 2001, the attacks on the United States that happened right here in New York City, and they've attempted to excuse or
Oven Babies is back on the map. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy that you just like say whatever the fuck you want. If you're saying it in defense of Israel, you can say pretty much whatever. You could be like, yeah. Did you regret breaking down in live? What do you mean breaking down? Are the Divorcelli fans amongst us now? Coming in now to be like, yeah, man, you really broke down live. Is that what's going on? Is that the meta? Yeah, I am angry, and I couldn't hold that back. But I do think that personally, it didn't come across as bad as I thought it did. I was definitely more mad. I said it earlier, D-writers don't wait for the reality to form their opinions. They just say whatever they're feeling. No, that's not true. They say whatever their daddy is saying. Divorcellini fanboys in the chat. All right. Anti-Semitism on college campuses.
Happening on America's college campuses is horrific. Anti-Semitic mobs have taken over leading universities. They call for the annihilation of Israel. They attack Jewish students. They attack Jewish faculty. This is reminiscent of what happened in German universities in the 1930s. It's unconscionable. It has to be stopped. It has to be condemned, and condemned unequivocally. But that's not what happened. The response of several university presidents was shameful. Now, fortunately, state, local, federal officials, many of them have responded differently, but there has to be more. More has to be done. It has to be done not only because they attack Israel, that's bad enough. Not only because they want to kill Jews wherever they are, that's bad enough. It's also, when you listen to them, it's also because they say not only death to Israel, death to the Jews, but death to America. And this tells us that there's an
Why? Why is this like even remotely appropriate? Like, who the fuck are you, bro? He said apology accepted. See, and I deleted the tweet. The only way this is reminiscent of 1930s universities is anti-fascists getting arrested. Yeah. I know all the Israelis are just Polish is anti-Semitic, but I swear to God, this guy is just an American. Oh, dude, yes. Not just any kind of American, a fucking Philadelphian. Okay? You need to understand something. There is no greater L for the Israeli apartheid than letting a dude from Philly man the ship for this many years. Okay? But it's crazy. It's like, first of all, a couple questions. Why is the leader of the Israeli state, why does he have a Philly accent? A question that's on my mind. Perhaps for those of you who do not know, maybe you have the same question as well. Another question, why is he speaking in English from his own personal official account about American campus drama? Does this not strike anybody as odd at any given moment? It's like, bro, you're doing an ethnic cleansing campaign. Your hands are busy. Your hands are tied. Worry about your own life. No. Because any and every valid protest against Israel in the West fucking terrifies the Israeli state. He was born in Tel Aviv. Doesn't that make the American argument invalid? Bro, Benjamin Netanyahu is spiritually an American. Okay? I'm sorry. If you don't recognize that, I don't know what to tell you. He 100p is American spiritually, mentally. He is an American. Grew up in Philadelphia, went to MIT. That boy is American. I know you're talking about being honest and everything, but please, PA can't take this L right now. Please, please, please. Yeah. Mr. Mansion is talking shit about Philly, but is from Jersey. I see I've offended the sensibilities of many Philadelphians today. Okay? I apologize, but if you keep at it, I will play the fucking tape. I will play the footage. We will sit here and watch the least crusty Eagles fan eat horse manure. Okay? The Philly slander stays on all night. Don't even get me fucking started. Oh no, they're saying Sixers 0-2 in the chat. Oh no, they're saying it. Don't say it. Don't do it to them. Pittsburgh, on the other hand, is on top. That's right. Re-elected Summer Lee, the most pro-Palestinian rep. Make sure the Philly slander doesn't hit the rest of the state. This is true. Shouts out to the pit. Okay. Respect. Summer Lee actually showed a massive W out there. And there was definitely a couple different reasons for that victory. I was going to get to that in a little bit. Actually, you know what? We'll get to that in a second after this is done.
Surge here that has terrible consequences.
He's like, he loves it too. He's like, I wish they were actually anti-Semitic and like way more aggressively anti-Semitic. So I could just be like, yeah, all the Jews have to come here now. Sorry, Jews in America. You are not safe there. Please come to Israel. Please. Please, 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 please. It's so sick. I promise I'll keep you safe with the exception of October 7 and also subsequently the entire economy collapsing because we are held together by ticker tape and also American money. But please come here. I swear it's so sick. Yeah, I saw the Israelis attack Ben Gvir, which is sick. I mean, hey, listen, see? Israel contains multitudes. He's the one guy in Israel politics who speaks English without a horrible accent. This is why we elect him, dude. He's an asset. Okay, I believe it.
Psychiatrist on last night we had a psychiatrist on last night to explain why most of the people are female that are leading this protest. And she said because females, and I think I can speak for the women at the table,
you cannot,
are generally nurturing people. And when their professors are giving them better grades for their social activism, they're trying to appeal to their teachers, and they've been told they're oppressed as women. And they identify with the Palestinians, and they're trying to hug them and nurture them.
Okay.
This is not what I said, Judge. This is what my guest said, who's a clinical psychologist.
Thanks for repeating it.
Okay. And she also said...
It's so funny when you remember you're a woman at Fox News. Of course, only coming to that recognition when Jesse Waters is being like an unhinged misogynist.
Because they're single, they're not nurturing their boyfriends. Their boyfriends have been described as toxic. So they're trying to nurture other people. And I saw this happen in 2020. Remember when there were these Black Lives Matter riots?
Vaguely.
And what everybody did was let them fester. And so they've seen what they can get away with. And now you see it spreading to the West Coast, see it spreading to Texas. And they're going to do this because they know they're not going to be held accountable.
Okay.
And now I know there's been a lot of talk about me being awarded an honorary doctorate by Columbia because I'm such a man of letters. And I just want to say preemptively, I will not accept this.
God, he sucks so bad. Yeah, he let the air out of his current wife's tires before they started dating to have her trapped. To be fair, You'd really only know you're a woman working at Fox News if Jesse lets the air out of your tires. Listen, guys, Jesse's only do that like a mating call. Okay? That's just what it is. Pure primal instinct. Jesse's only do that when they want to fuck. Okay? When they've declared you as their potential partner. That's what they do. That's his move. I agree with most of your takes, but this one is bad. Yeah. Why you got to do that to us? No, not all Jesse's. I meant Jesse Waters's. Okay. God dang, son. God dang. Hamas Piker literally praised the 9/11 terrorists before now and lies and says it doesn't justify innocent civilians getting killed, lol. I can smell this dude writing this. I assume a lot of the Hasan Piker is pathetic. He doesn't need a Xanax. A lot of those are D riders coming in late to the game to be like, he sucks. He sucks. I don't know who you are. Okay. UT campus right now. I'm done looking at fucking random comments, dude. I'm not gonna be desperately looking for gray names. I'm stopping myself. Okay. This is the headline. Now watch the video. Yeah, it was awesome. Jewish Yale student journalist stabbed in the eye with a Palestinian flag during protests. We saw. I have been sniping the weird ones today. I'm done. I'm done sniping the weird ones.